Exercise 20-28. We're going to journalize direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead. So Oxford Company had the following transactions in October. So they list the transactions here, but we really don't need this information because they're presented here. So what I've gone down here is create a slide where it's showing the process for Oxford Company. So they're going to have raw materials, and raw materials are going to go from the raw materials inventory account, which is an asset, to work in process inventory for the mixing department. So they got a mixing department followed by a packaging department. So whatever their product is, it gets mixed and then it gets packaged and then it's sent to, once it's finished, it's sent to the finished goods inventory where it awaits sale. So in this first transaction, it says the company purchases raw materials on account. So the raw materials account is going up, so that's the debit account. Raw materials inventory for $70,000, and then we need a $70,000 credit, and it says we bought it on account, so that's accounts payable going up, and accounts payable is a liability. It goes up on the right side. Next, the company used material in production. So some of the materials are going to go down. So the raw materials is going to be the credit account. But where are these materials going? Well, $26,000 went to the mixing department. So the mixing department is going to be debited. Work in process mixing going to be debited for $26,000. And then $14,000 went to the packaging department. So it looks like they got some bottles sent to the packaging department. And then $1,000 in indirect materials. Now, indirect materials is a manufacturing overhead. How does manufacturing overhead increase? With a debit. So manufacturing overhead is going to increase by $1,000. And where did all these materials come from? They came from raw materials, so that's going to decrease with a credit. So 26 plus 14, that's 40, so it looks like 41,000. So raw materials goes down by 41,000. Next, we incurred labor costs, 8,000 in the mixing department. So this must be direct labors. Since it's going to the mixing department increases with a debit. Since it's going to the mixing department, it must be direct labor. So work in process mixing, and then we got 7,200 to the packaging department, so that's going to increase on the left side, the debit, 7,200, packaging, and then we have 2,200 in indirect labor. Remember, indirect labor increases manufacturing overhead until it's allocated later. So we got 2,200 to MOH, manufacturing overhead. And the labor costs, these wages are not going to be paid yet, so the other account is wages payable. And let's see, so 8,000 plus, so that's 5,200, 17,400. All right, and then we've incurred manufacturing costs. Manufacturing overhead costs. So machinery depreciation, rent for the factory, and utilities for the factory. So this is all manufacturing overhead. So manufacturing overhead is increasing. And how much is it increasing by? 3,500 plus 2,300. So that's what? 5,800 plus 1,590. That gives us $7,390. So manufacturing overhead is increasing by that amount because they're overhead costs. But we need the credits. So we have machinery depreciation, 3,500. So this is going to be accumulated depreciation. Now remember, accumulated depreciation lowers assets. So it increases on the opposite side of assets. So we've got depreciation, 3,500. Now we paid, so this is cash. So cash is going down because it said we paid $2,300 and $1,590. So we're going to add those two numbers up and we get $3,890. And again, I got that by adding $2,300 and $1,590. And that's it.